Welcome to today's Change of Responsibility ceremony between Command Sergeant Major William Buck O'Neill and Command Sergeant Major Clark J. Charpentier. Our host for today's ceremony is Major General Dennis P. LeMaster, Commander, U.S. Army Medical Center of Excellence and the 19th Chief, U.S. Army Medical Service Corps. We are joined today by many distinguished guests, visitors, and friends. Among them, Command Sergeant Major Eric Dotsey, Command Sergeant Major, U.S. Army Combined Arms Center in Fort Leavenworth, Command Sergeant Major Michael Gregg, Command Sergeant Major, U.S. Army Medical Command, Joseph Bray, civilian aide to the Secretary of the Army, and his spouse, Rita Bray, Command Sergeant Major retired Hugh Rhodes, former U.S. Army North Command Sergeant Major, Command Sergeant Major retired Frederick Clayton, the 9th U.S. Army Medical Command Command Sergeant Major, Command Sergeant Major retired James Aplin, the 12th U.S. Army Medical Command Command Sergeant Major, Command Sergeant Major retired Sandra Townsend, the 14th U.S. Army Medical Command Command Sergeant Major, Trouty Ratzliff, the spouse of Major General Dennis P. LeMaster, Commander, U.S. Army Medical Center of Excellence, Major General Patrick D. Sargent, former Command, U.S. Army Medical Center of Excellence, and the 18th Chief, U.S. Army Medical Service Corps, and his spouse, Lieutenant Colonel retired Sherry Sargent, Major General Barbara Holcomb, Special Assistant Director, Army Staff, Major General retired Brian C. Line, former Commander, U.S. Army Medical Department Center and School Health Readiness Center of Excellence, and the 17th Chief, U.S. Army Medical Service Corps, and his spouse, Terry Line. Major General retired Jeff Clark, former Deputy Commander, U.S. Army Medical Command, and his spouse, Sue Clark. Major General retired Rob Temple, former Commander, Regional Health Command, Central, and the 27th Chief of the U.S. Army Dental Corps, and his spouse, Kathy Temple. Jay Harmon, Deputy to the Commanding General, U.S. Army Medical Center of Excellence. Command Sergeant Major Tabitha Gavia, Command Sergeant Major, U.S. Army Recruiting Command. Olin Brewster, U.S. Army Reserve Ambassador and Distinguished Quartermaster. Diane Denman, Distinguished Quartermaster. Klaus Hyde, Distinguished Quartermaster. Jeannie Travis, Distinguished Quartermaster. Phil Bakke, Distinguished Quartermaster. Brigadier General George Appenzeller, Commander, U.S. Army Regional Health Command, Central, and his spouse, Amanda Appenzeller. Command Sergeant Major Joseph Cecil, Command Sergeant Major, U.S. Army Regional Health Command, Central, and his spouse, Julie Cecil. Melanie Bagby, spouse of Brigadier General Shan Bagby. Brigadier General retired Charles Elia, the 15th Chief of the U.S. Army Veterinary Corps, and his spouse, Barbara Elia. Brigadier General retired John Poppy, the 25th Chief of the U.S. Army Veterinary Corps, and his spouse, Denise Poppy. Brigadier General retired Bill Putty, former Commander, 111th Area Support Group, and his spouse, Nina Putty. And many other current or former general officers, members of the Senior Executive Service, Command Sergeants, Majors, and other community leaders. We would like to extend special recognition to both honorary family members who are able to attend today's ceremony. Roxanne O'Neill, spouse of Command Sergeant Major O'Neill. Barbara O'Neill, his mother. Michelle O'Neill, his daughter. Raina Munoz, their daughter. Daniel Munoz, their son. Karen Byers, his aunt. Daniel Herma, his father-in-law. Sandra Herma, his father-in-law's spouse. Ben O'Neill, his brother, and his spouse, Christy O'Neill. His nephews and nieces, Will O'Neill, Madison O'Neill, Kylie Herma, and Christine Herma. The O'Neill family's close friends, Jim Coleman, Annette Coleman, Mr. Billy Mitchell, Mikey Flores O'Neill, Crystal Flores O'Neill, Lila Flores O'Neill, and Christopher Flores. We are equally honored to welcome Command Sergeant Major Charpenter's spouse, Mindy Charpentier, his daughter, Abby Charpentier, and his mother-in-law, Mrs. Billy Mathern. Other distinguished guests, current or former Medical Center of Excellence leaders, family and friends, we are honored by your presence. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the invocation given by Chaplain Assistant Sergeant James Marlin, and remain standing for the arrival of the official party, posting of the colors, and honors to the nation.
Please bow your heads. Thank you for this beautiful day as we take on the change of responsibility for Command Sergeant Major O'Neill and Command Sergeant Major Charpentier. May him and his family continue to be blessed and they proceed to move forward. Bless the Medical Center of Excellence, our brothers and sisters in arms, and may the wisdom of our seniors pass down their knowledge for our future. In his name we pray, amen.
Please be seated. The presentation of a bouquet of roses to the outgoing and incoming Command Sergeants Major spouses has been an outgoing ceremonial tradition. At this time, Drill Sergeant Nagel, the Medical Center of Excellence, Best Medic of the Year, is presenting red roses to Mrs. O'Neill on behalf of the soldiers of the U.S. Army Medical Center of Excellence. Mrs. O'Neill is also receiving a small gift from Command Sergeant Major O'Neill for her enduring love and support during his tenure as the Medical Center of Excellence Command Sergeant Major. Drill Sergeant Nagel will also present a bouquet of flowers to Command Sergeant Major O'Neill's mother, Mrs. Barbara O'Neill, his mother-in-law, Ms. Sandra Herma, and to his two daughters, Michelle and Raina. Command Sergeant Major O'Neill's son, Daniel, and father-in-law, Mr. Daniel Herma, are also receiving small gifts of appreciation for their unending support. Please accept these small gifts as a symbol of our respect, affection, and sincere appreciation for your many contributions and dedication to the Army family. The red roses in full bloom are a simple token to remind Mrs. O'Neill that our love and admiration for has blossomed for her over the last 2 years. Drill Sergeant Shepler, the Medical Center of Excellence, Best Medic of the Year, is presenting a bouquet of yellow rosebuds to Mrs. Charpentier, symbolizing a warm welcome from the soldiers and families and the beginning of a new relationship with the U.S. Army Medical Center of Excellence and the Joint Base San Antonio community. Drill Sergeant Nagel will also present a bouquet to Sergeant Major Charpentier's mother-in-law, Mrs. Billy Mathern, and daughter, Abby, welcoming them into the organization as well. The non-commissioned officer in charge for today's Change of Responsibility ceremony is Sergeant Major James Moosnicki. The ceremony will begin when the NCOIC commands the units be brought to attention.
Right yard units to attention! Battalion! Academy!
Please rise for the entrance of the official party and remain standing for the rendering of honors to Major General and Master, Commanding General, Medical Center of Excellence.
Regular units to present arms. Present. 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 Present.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Regular units to order arms. Order. 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 Colors, center, push.
Porch. Colors. Pull. Sir, the colors are present.
Conduct the ceremony. Regular units to present arms. Present. Present. Present.
Colors. Present.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the singing of the national anthem, sung by Staff Sergeant Paul Palmentier.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Regular units, order arms, and parade run! Order! 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 Parade! Parade! Run! Order! Order! Parade! Parade! Run! Order! Order! Oh! Parade! Parade! Run!
The Change of Responsibility is a simple yet traditional event that is rich with symbolism and heritage. The key to the ceremony is the passing of the colors. The very soul of the military unit is symbolized in the colors under which it fights, for they represent not only the lineage and honors of the unit, but also loyalty and unity of its soldiers. The custodian of the colors is the Command Sergeant Major, who is the senior enlisted soldier in the unit and principal advisor to the commander. The non-commissioned officer in charge, Sergeant Major Muskini, will pass the colors to the Command Sergeant Major O'Neill, who will in turn pass the colors to the commander. The passing of the colors symbolizes the relinquishment of responsibility and the authority from Command Sergeant Major O'Neill. The commander will then pass the colors to the Command Sergeant Major Charpentier, charging him with the responsibility and authority that comes with his position. Charge orders for Command Sergeant Major Clark J. Charpentier. Let it be known from this day forward that special trust and confidence in your patriotism, dedication, integrity, and leadership abilities. Therefore, you are hereby appointed as the Command Sergeant Major for the Medical Center of Excellence. Command Sergeant Major Charpentier will now return the colors to the non-commissioned officer in charge. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commander of the Medical Center of Excellence, Major General Dennis P. LeMaster.
Thank you, Drill Sergeant Gurley. They keep on moving this microphone further and further away from the stand. Distinguished guests, general officers, ladies and gentlemen, family, friends, community members, welcome to the Medical Center of Excellence Chains of Responsibility. It's my absolute honor to preside over today's ceremony, a proud and time-honored military tradition allowing for the opportunity to recognize two extraordinary military leaders and their families. Today we bid farewell to one remarkable leader and we welcome another. I have served with both senior non-commissioned officers and they are simply phenomenal. Gee whiz, talk about talent. Talk about talent. Our nation is so very fortunate. A special welcome to Command Sergeant Major O'Neill's wife, Roxanne, and daughters, Michelle, Raina, son, Daniel. I'd also like to recognize his mother, Barbara O'Neill, and brother, Ben O'Neill. Also like to extend a welcome to Command Sergeant Major Charpentier's bride, Mindy, and daughter, Abby. Thank you both for coming. Staff Sergeant Palmentier, thank you. Thank you for that magnificent rendition of our national song. Sergeant James, thank you for your warm words of wisdom and insight and reflection. 323rd Band, another home run. Well done, thank you. Soldiers, color guard on the field, you look absolutely magnificent and it's just truly an honor to see you here today. Today we pay tribute to Command Sergeant Major Buck O'Neill, one of the finest soldiers our nation has ever produced. Truly a soldier who has served the Medical Center of Excellence with honor and distinction for the past 3 years. It is fitting that this was his final assignment in the Army. Our Army got it right. Over 28 years of experience, operational experience, institutional experience at all different levels, at all different cores and facets of Army medicine, all crammed into one soldier. And isn't it a wise choice to have assigned Sergeant Major O'Neill to this institution, which produces nearly 35,000 soldiers, civilians, graduates a year in military training, all able to benefit from his years and years of experience and his wisdom. Command Sergeant Major O'Neill is a leader. And as a member of the command team for both Major General Line and Major General Sergeant, leading an organization through turbulent and transitional, transformative times of Army medicine, he was the right senior non-commissioned officer at the right time. And he was also an architect of the future as Army medicine reshaped itself along with Army modernization. And as always, he provided steadfast advice to whichever commanding general he was advising on navigating those challenges. Thanks, Sergeant Major. Thank you for ensuring the Medical Center of Excellence, with its staff of over 2,300, operating on a daily basis with continued high standards, professionalism, discipline, teamwork, and reliability. All stuff that we have come to expect from this organization. It has no small feat, is in training over 30,000 soldiers a year and contributing to the Army's modernization efforts. I could spend many minutes talking about his many accomplishments during his tenure, but I'm just going to focus on a few because they address readiness and they address capacity, which is so critical for ensuring that our Army looks towards the future. He was instrumental in instituting an all-time high level of training rigor to produce disciplined and mentally tough soldiers in initial entry training, professional and military educational training, and the functional courses. FTXs, hours of no sleep, so they could do their job both in garrison and in the field, so that they will be successful to fight today in large-scale combat operations in a multi-domain environment. He expanded the capacity, which impacted the reserve component efforts to meet a backlog of over 3,068 Whiskey Air Combat Medic Advanced Leadership Courses, or ALC Phase 1 allocations. Sergeant Major O'Neill was directly responsible for the reserve component, significantly enlarging its professional education through tireless efforts that resulted in dramatically increasing the total seats for distance learning as well as the resident seats. He increased the senior leader course seats by a total of 132% in FY18 and 94% in FY19. And then finally, Command Sergeant Major O'Neill helped revitalize the reserve component enlisted promotion system and assisted in the development of new reserve component 68 Whiskey sustainment programs. And while all of this was going on, and the Army decided to realign the Medical Center of Excellence from MEDCoE underneath TRADOC decided to select the Medical Center of Excellence to run its TRADOC Drill Sergeant of the Year competition. And again, during the middle of that very important event, which surpassed all expectations, the Command Sergeant Major for the Center for Initial Military Training defined this event as the standard going forward. But it is not all about work with Command Sergeant Major O'Neill. Yes, he's affected and impacted all his organizations positively wherever he has served, but he's also struck a tone of balance in proportion to the mission always coming first, but reminding all of us, all leaders, all soldiers, all non-commissioned officers, the importance of family, the importance of urgent versus important, the importance of balance, and taking time out for the little things so that we have the resiliency to go the long run. So let it be said and later shown and annotated in the annals of Army medicine, wherever that is written, that Command Sergeant Major Buck O'Neill distinguished himself through exceptional performance throughout his extraordinary career, conducting nearly 30 years of service to our nation. Let his record reflect that over his storied career, he has exhibited strong leadership, the highest standards, keen initiative, and a dedication to mission, along with sincere concern for the soldiers, civilians, and their families. Buck, you are among our nation's finest. Thank you. Far from alone in this endeavor, Command Sergeant Major O'Neill enjoyed the wise counsel and wisdom and unwavering support of his bride, Roxanne. Roxanne, thank you for your support, not only as Buck's better half, but also for your continued service to our Army, Army Medicine, and the Dental Corps. You have been a role model for us all, and know that you've made a lasting impact to the Army and Army Medicine, and a lasting impact on your husband as well. And for all of that, we are truly thankful. Roxanne, we're giving your soldier back to you today. And we know you're building a house in Bernie, and you probably got a laundry list of things for him to do. And he's ready. Team O'Neill, I wish you all good luck and Godspeed as you transition to what I can only suspect will be the best chapter of the O'Neill family. A chapter with spending time with family at the O'Neill compound not far from here, just up the road. Let's give the O'Neills a round of applause. As this exceptional leader and family move on, I'm very excited to welcome Command Sergeant Major Clark Charpentier and his bride, Mindy. Served with them both, outstanding couple, outstanding Army couple, and we couldn't be better, more fortunate to have Command Sergeant Major Charpentier follow in the footsteps of Command Sergeant Major O'Neill. He is well suited to take us to the next level. He's the right person, the right time, the right place to steward this organization and even greater success. And you can look at the pamphlet today. His storied career has prepared him for this moment today. Most recent significant accomplishments have been the Command Sergeant Major of Landstuhl Regional Medical Center, the only overseas medical center in Army medicine, and also my battle buddy at Regional Health Command Pacific, the largest regional health command and arguably probably one of the most complex, where he performed absolutely magnificently there. Sergeant Major, I am truly happy to serve with you again as we build upon the work of our predecessors, Major General Pat Sargent, Command Sergeant Major Buck O'Neill. We will have the opportunity to contribute to modernization, to making a trained and ready medical force. You're a seasoned leader, and we will help the Army posture itself for large-scale combat operations in a multi-domain environment in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in good hands with Command Sergeant Major and his bride, Mindy, joining us today. We are very lucky, very fortunate. Thank you all for coming. Army strong.
Ladies and gentlemen, the former Command Sergeant Major, Command Sergeant Major William Buck O'Neill.
Distinguished guests, general officers, commanders, sergeants majors, soldiers, civilians, our community partners, and my family. Thank you for time today to be here to help celebrate this transition between myself and Command Sergeant Major Clark Charpentier. This is a very special day for us to be able to celebrate the future in the hands of Major General LeMaster and Command Sergeant Major Charpentier. To the chaplain's assistant, thank you for your blessing today and getting this ceremony started correctly. It's always a great start with a good blessing, and you've definitely delivered. Thanks to the 323rd Band for your inspiring music. I always make point to stop and see you, and I appreciate it. Thank you for being here today and inspiring us with your music. To the soldiers on the field, you look absolutely incredible. And your honor to me today is that this is actually the same company that I graduated from 28 years ago, Echo Company, Tusker Medics. Hoa. Something I hope that you paid attention to today is that this whole ceremony is put on by non-commissioned officers. And so I want to say thank you to the Corps. Thank you for the Corps to be able to represent us in today's ceremony and allowing everybody to see what we're really made out of. And Drill Sergeant Gurley, you're doing fantastic, and I appreciate you being here today and emceeing this event. There are many distinguished guests in our presence, to include commands from Combined Arms Center to MEDCoE, and I appreciate both of you taking the time and supports from your organizations to make this day even more special. General LeMaster, thank you again for your continued support of the Command Sergeant Major position and the NCO Corps. You're definitely a champion for both, and for supporting this transition. And as you mentioned, didn't we just do some kind of handoff like this not too long ago? I think this is starting to get repetitive. So to my two former CGs, Major General Line and Major General Sergeant, two absolutely amazing leaders that I've been blessed to work with. And thank you for your trust and confidence in the office of the Command Sergeant Major as well, and for your support of the NCO Corps. I was truly blessed to be able to be the Command Sergeant Major under your leadership. To Sergeant Major Charpentier and Mindy, welcome to the Medical Center of Excellence and to Fort Sam Houston. Roxanne and I are ecstatic to have you both here and to know that the right team at the right time to continue to move this organization to new heights is here. I couldn't think of a better Command Sergeant Major to hand the position off to. Congratulations. There are many close friends and family that have traveled from great distances to be here, and I'm truly honored that you have taken the time to do that, to bless us with your presence. Thank you for your undying support and just being more than just friends and being my extended family. Thank you to my mom for being here and to take the time to be here in this special day. Your presence is greatly appreciated, and I owe a lot to you for raising me in the right way. More on that later at the retirement. To Dan and Sandy, thank you for being here. I absolutely appreciate your presence. It means a lot to me, and I'm blessed to have you as part of our family as well. To Ben, my brother, Christy, Will, and Madison, I love you guys. It really means a lot that you took your time. And Ben, thank you for your service, and congratulations on your recent retirement, as he is a retired major from the United States Army and has sacrificed greatly over the years. To my adult kids, thank you. I love you all. You're very special. You have sacrificed in so many ways to make sure that we were successful. And more on that at the retirement. Just know that I love you deeply. And I don't know what I would do without you. I am blessed that everybody is here, and my heart is full. And finally, to my beautiful wife, Roxanne, excuse me, I love you with all my heart. You're one hell of a woman. But I'm ready for the next chapter. The chapter that goes something like this. And they lived happily ever after. Thank you for all the sacrifices that you continue to make, and for being the rock in which I have been able to build the foundation of our marriage off of. I'm greatly blessed. Watch out, Bernie. Here we come. So this is the home of Army medicine, where every soldier in the medical field comes to train. This is the first stop for many soldiers that are tasked to take care of hundreds of thousands of service members and their families. They come from many different walks of life, but come for one purpose, so that they can train to take care of others. Medicine is an amazing field, because when you're a patient or a wounded soldier on the battlefield, medicine isn't service specific. It's gender neutral, and it's blind to race and religion. What is important is that the proper care is given, and that there is a soldier that knows how to treat medically ready and medically proficiently. This is what we do here, train soldiers to save lives. Our Army is the strongest and most powerful Army in the world, and we train to fight and fight well. Soldiers run headfirst in the battle because of this training, the training that they receive, but they also run headfirst into battle because they know that they have the best medical care in the world right behind them in the event that something happens. And that training starts right here. To the Medical Center of Excellence, you have definitely answered the call of the MedCom and the TRADOC requirements over the many years that you've been in business. And you have been through a large transition without missing a beat. I am humbled and honored to be in the presence of such great leaders and to have had the opportunity to serve the Army at the home of Army medicine, where we envision, design, train, educate, and inspire the world's premier medical force. To walk the halls that have been graced with so many great leaders and phenomenal command sergeants major has been an awesome place to call home for the last few years. I'm excited about joining the past command sergeants major of this organization. Names like Witt, Sandoval, Arista, Riles, and Townsend. And I hope that they're watching this organization and continue to watch it grow under the new leadership of Major General LeMaster and Command Sergeant Major Charpentier, as they continue to incorporate rigor, the challenges of multi-domain operations and large-scale combat operations into training. Gentlemen, I wish you the best, and I know that this organization is in good hands. I have spent 5.5 years of my career in this amazing organization. Every day I have been awestruck by what gets accomplished here and the amazing people that make it happen. You have inspired me in ways that you will never know. It has been an honor and a privilege to have served as the Medical Center of Excellence Command Sergeant Major. I will miss you all, and I will miss you all with all of my heart. Army medicine starts here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Command Sergeant Major of the Medical Center of Excellence, Command Sergeant Major Clark J. Charpentier.
Good morning and welcome to this great Texas morning, because it's so warm here and everything that I expected Texas was going to be. So to our distinguished guests, to general officers, sergeants major, community leaders, and all leaders that are here, welcome. And thank you for honoring the Medical Center of Excellence and me and my family personally for being here in support of what we're doing. To Command Sergeant Major Dostie and Command Sergeant Major Gregg, thank you so much for being here supporting. This is a great opportunity for TRADOC and MedCom to continue to work together as we move forward. So I just want to start by saying thanks to a few groups of people. So to General Master and General Sergeant, thank you so much for setting the conditions for allowing me to be here and be a part of this team. And to General Master and Trouty, we definitely look forward to working with you again as a team as we move this organization forward. So to the individuals that did the reception and integration for myself, I do appreciate everything that you did, setting us up for success. We're ready to go. To all former commanders, command sergeants major, senior leaders that I have been privileged to work with throughout my career, I am only here because of you. You set the conditions, you created this sergeant major that stands in front of you. By every interaction that we had, by every discussion, by every action, you created me. So if I'm effective, then it's all because of all of you. If I'm not effective, then I just didn't listen. So thank you so much for being here. So to all of the extended family and friends that are here, thank you so much for always being an integral part of our family and our development. So to Sergeant Major Buck O'Neill and Roxanne, You are a phenomenal Army couple. You are phenomenal friends. And I thank you so much for, as we do this again a decade later, setting not only me up for success, but setting the Army up for success because of what both of you have done impacting the Army and this organization. Thank you so much, and good luck, and look forward to continued interaction and friendship. So, to my wife, Mindy, she has sacrificed so much over the years and has done so much to ensure my success, our success, and she is the sole reason that our daughters are successful, Abby and Macy, because of all the years that I was gone. She took care of what needed to be done to make sure that we were a successful Army family. So to my mother-in-law who is here, father-in-law who's not here, and to my parents who could not physically be here, I just want to publicly say thanks for your continued support. So, not to discount any of those people, but I do want to acknowledge the soldiers on the field. So first of all the soldiers out on the field, you look amazing today, not only because of what you are, but also what you represent. Because today, you represent every medic across the Army, because every single medical personnel that is in the United States Army has come through this organization, and at some point you will be the ones that will be operating alone and unafraid, or as part of a team in an austere environment, saving lives. My challenge to you is train as if your life depends on it. Train as if someone else's life depends on it. Because it does. Because it will. The importance of the lessons that you learn today will have far-reaching impacts in the future. To our civilians that continue to work here in the Medical Center of Excellence, thank you so much for continuing to provide your expertise, knowledge, and background information to help our soldiers do what we need them to do, to take care of the most precious resource that we have, America's sons and daughters that are operating in forward deployed areas. Every once in a while, I like to study history, and I just want to share a moment that 105 years ago, there was an event that changed the face of modern warfare. The German army first used chemical warfare on the Eastern Front against the Russians. 105 years later, we are still working towards being an effective fighting force and adapting to that change. For those that are standing on the field, for those that continue to serve on active duty in the reserves and in the National Guard, are you willing, are you ready to adapt to that change? Because 105 years from now, you may be in those history books. So on this date in history, the 31st of January, throughout the years, there have been 8 individuals who have been honored with the nation's highest award, the Medal of Honor. It's not to say that they were the only 8 individuals that did something great on this day, but those are the ones that someone told their story. Possibly in front of us, there may be another that will join those ranks in history. Ladies and gentlemen, I am extremely proud to be a part of this organization, but I'm even more proud to be a part of the United States Army. I continue to serve with my family and friends because we are part of the best nation in the world. I'm proud to be an American soldier. My name is Charpentier, and Army medicine starts here. Army strong.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Army song and remain standing for the retiring of the colors.
Colors, post! March! Sergeant Major, the colors are retired.
Take your post. Sir, this concludes today's ceremony.
Well done. Take charge of formation.
Take charge of your units.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Please take a moment to wish Command Sergeant Major O'Neill, and his spouse, Miss Roxanne, a fond farewell, as they will be at the front of the pavilion. There is a reception for Command Sergeant Major Charpentier and his spouse, Mindy, at the AMED Museum.